This is Ticker News, news with context.
Hello, I'm Aaron Young. Donald Trump has made a dramatic start to his presidency by firing about 1,000 staff members, dismissing those he believes do not support his Make America Great Again agenda. It includes a celebrity chef from a task force who declined to open a restaurant at Trump Tower over immigration disagreements. On his first day in office, Trump also initiated a crackdown on illegal immigration with possible raids in major cities. He revoked 78 policies from the Biden administration and signed nearly 200 executive actions. Among them, he established the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, which is set to be led by Elon Musk pending congressional approval. It comes as Vice President Vance swore in Marco Rubio as Secretary of State at a ceremony in the Eisenhower Executive Office building in Washington, next door to the White House. Secretary Rubio says he's committed to implementing the Trump administration's foreign policy. Now, the fallout from Trump's pardoning of 1,500 January 6 protesters has now begun. New York Senator Chuck Schumer leading the charge.
And sadly, it's a golden age for lawlessness and lawbreakers who were pardoned yesterday by President Trump. There is no other way to describe President Trump's pardon of January 6th offenders than un-American. It is so deeply un-American to do that, to pardon them. And let's be clear, President Trump didn't just pardon protesters. He pardoned individuals convicted of assaulting police officers. He pardoned individuals convicted of seditious conspiracy. And he pardoned those who attempted to undermine our democracy.
18 states and cities are suing President Trump over his controversial birthright citizenship order. The executive decision targets automatic US citizenship for children born in the country if their parents lack proper legal status. Set to take effect on the 19th of February, the order has faced fierce opposition, with attorneys general asserting it undermines the Constitution's 14th Amendment. Among the states involved are California, Massachusetts and New Jersey, with officials announcing their commitment to defending constitutional rights. The move underscores the ongoing tension surrounding immigration policy across the United States. In Australia, Rebel coalition MPs are urging Peter Dutton to abandon the Paris Agreement, dubbing it an absolute joke after Donald Trump's recent decision to withdraw the US from the Climate Pact. The MPs, including Senators Alec Antic and Matt Canavan, argue that Australia's minimal carbon emissions contributions makes the agreement unjustifiable. They believe Trump's move signals a global shift and claim staying in the agreement will only increase Australia's burdens while hampering investment opportunities. Dutton faces criticism for potentially breaking commitments to the agreement by rejecting Australia's 2030 greenhouse gas reduction targets. The PM, Albanese, has slammed Dutton as even less committed to climate action than his predecessor, Scott Morrison. The Australian Federal Police are investigating potential overseas funding for local anti-Semitic attacks as the National Cabinet initiates a new data tracking system. It follows a disturbing incident of arson and graffiti at a childcare centre in Sydney that sparked discussions led by the Prime Minister. Authorities are particularly concerned about the radicalisation of young people through online platforms. In response, leaders are working to enhance data collection on hate crimes with plans for a database to track anti-Semitic incidents. Meanwhile, the federal opposition set to propose mandatory minimum sentences for terrorism-related offences and for the display of hate symbols. In finance news, Netflix and United Airlines set to announce their earnings this week. Investors closely watching as Donald Trump returns to the White House, sending stock markets upwards, the Dow gaining around 1%. Meanwhile, Apple shares plummeted over 4% due to a downgrade by Jefferies, raising concerns about its iPhone sales. Treasury yields saw a decline as the 10-year bond dipped to approximately 4.57%. In cryptocurrency, Bitcoin remained stable after its record surge above $109,000, despite no mention of it in Trump's recent inaugural address. Now let's check the weather for you wherever you're watching right around the world.